and welcome back to my channel. So here is a zombie skin that I did not too long ago, and I am here to do a real-time version of that. So we are going to kick things off using Greythorn, and Greythorn is part of the skin, I believe the dark set, if I'm not mistaken, of the Black Widows. I'm going to be using a mixture of Cobra, Scorpions, and the one color, this one Greythorn, in the Black Widow pencils set. And I will also be using a black Prismacolor and a white Prismacolor. So this, I must admit, will look quite odd simply because she's a normal looking lady and we are going to make her have the most unorthodox skin color. But I really like these ladies in the front of this book, as I've told y'all before, and they serve as an amazing template as they are just the cutest little sizes to demonstrate things on and try things out where I don't have to waste a different page or a different image. So, and I'm too lazy to make copies. So, any hoozles, here is Greythorn, and we are taking our Greythorn and we are putting down a light layer of it. And we're using a light hand and we're going to coat her entire skin with it. Now, I do call this zombie skin. However, I believe this can triple as maybe mermaid skin and also like vampire skin. So that's this vampire and what did I just say? Oh, mermaid skin, vampire skin, and zombie skin is what I meant by triple it. You can probably use this skin tone on all types of things. I really think that I will try it using a mermaid because the more I looked at it, I was like, if I add more blue into it or if I add more purple into it or lavender, lilac, whatever, I really think that it will make a cool underwater mermaid skin. So I did have that thought. It occurred to me whilst I was coloring this picture, and I am going to try that out. And if I find a good combo, adding purples or red or whatever I'm going to add into it to make it look more like a mermaid skin, I will definitely keep y'all in the know. I will, once I experiment with it and it comes out good, you know, I'm not saying it'll be anytime soon, but we're just gonna stick to this for right now. So I'm just making sure that I have an even layer of that color down. And I'm just trying to show you in my crap lighting what it looks like. So next I have flat black from the Cobra set, and I will be using that as my darkest color next to black, but technically this is my darkest color. Black is just for extra deepening of the shadows. So I'm just trying to adjust my lighting. So just bear with me throughout this video. I have to adjust my lighting because it is noon and the sun is in my bigger window that faces the front of the house. And I have my overhead light on, but it's doing me no justice as its usual job is. It never does its job properly. So I'm fighting with all types of lighting to try to get this where it's decent for y'all to view it. So any hoozles, I am taking my flat black and I am putting it everywhere where I would like my shadows to be the darkest. And I discovered this skin tone simply because one night I wanted to color that Misfits picture that I was going to have done for February, but you know, I dropped the ball on it. Yeah, I was just sitting and I picked up some grays and I just played around, and that's what I mean about creating your own skin tone colors or just experimenting and having fun, taking the stress off your shoulders, just jumping in there, doing whatever and seeing what comes out, like throwing spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. If you like it, you can keep it, write it down, you can use it for future references, you can add to it. Just do whatever you want with these colors, any colors that you might want to maybe play around with to do skin. And speaking of throwing spaghetti on the wall, I actually have thrown spaghetti on the wall before, and I still do it to this day. That's how I can test if my spaghetti is done or not. I will take a noodle out the pot and throw it on the wall. Or I also will chew it, but throwing on the wall is the more fun part. Anyway, So I am taking flat black and I am identifying the shading on her fingers and her hands. And even though she's going to be super pale and abnormal color, she still will have some darkest parts and some lightest parts. And this skin tone, in hindsight, that I demonstrated today, I do like it, but I feel like I did not leave as much white as I wanted as far as her face was concerned, but I think it still can pass in the end. I'm just trying to demonstrate so that y'all know this is the process. Like, these are the order in which I use the colors, so that if you want to give it a go, you definitely can do that. So under her neck, you know, I'm identifying her shadows and all the places against her clothing, her chest. So I'm just making sure to represent the shading on the side of her face, her nose. And I think she is shaping up to look really nice. Making sure that I get that forehead shading identified, although she has quite a bit of hair in her face, but we still do not want to leave that out. So this will be available in a playlist titled How I Color, and I have taken the time to create that playlist simply because all videos of this sort will be grouped in that playlist so that it'll be easier for you to find. I am actually being proactive, thinking ahead, trying to be helpful, and you can visit that playlist and see the handful of videos that I've already done on the channel showing how I color or how I do things. So take a peek at that playlist if you want to see the other videos. But now that my channel, you know, that I've deleted all of the other videos on my channel, it's fairly easy to find videos now because I only have like, I don't even know how many videos I have, but I know I have less than 20. I used to have like 100 videos. So everything should be fairly easy to find right now in this stage. So as you can see, I am using a black Prismacolor, and that is going to be our darkest color, and I'm just deepening the shadows in her skin. And black works really well with these colors, with the grays, really looks cool. So I really do like this skin tone color. It's just so abnormal, but it has a certain like charm to it that I really like. And like I said, I feel like I'll probably color a vampire like this, or maybe a witch. That probably will be fun. And definitely a mermaid. I'm definitely going to try a mermaid with this skin tone. And, you know, a zombie. So these things can be fun. And I think you can make this paler by not including the black, or you can just leave more white in the skin versus how I did her today, where I put a bit more color than the zombie that I did in my Misfits. So again, playing around, placing your colors a certain way, you can really change how colors work together, and you can get all sorts of results that are all different. And again, that's some of the fun of it, in my opinion. So I'm just making sure that I get her lip and her nose and make sure I include those shadows because they are there, they exist, and I don't want them to get lost. So I hope that y'all really enjoy these skin videos that I've done today, because I recorded one earlier with Black Widow skin tones. And I'm just really trying to be helpful and put it out there. If you need some help, you need some guidance, you need a place to start, I am here to help. So now I will take Greythorn, which is our lightest color, and I'm going to just make sure that I can blend everything. Everything has a smooth transition, so I'm just going over the black with it just to incorporate it with our first layer, and so that everything just has a smooth transition. So like I said, if you really wanted to make her really pale, you probably could just do this step, maybe add a bit of blue, and then keep all the extra white, and then she can be a little bit more ashen, because this is like an ashen skin tone, really. It just has a bit more life to it, even though, you know, it's technically not supposed to have life to it. But when you add the blue, it kind of has life to it. So, you know, it works. That's all I'm trying to say. It just works. Okay, so our next friend is my newly discovered favorite color, which is charcoal green. Now, I have not used this color at all, ever, really. And when I sat around and was playing around in my Misfits book to make up that zombie skin tone, I don't know what pushed me to choose this color, but I looked at it in my swatch book and was like, this is interesting. And so when I used it with this skin, I don't know, it just adds like a pop to it. Even though it all blends together, you can kind of see where this color shines when you add it in with the rest of the colors. And I was like, why don't I use this pencil? So I'm really going to see what color combinations I can come up with this charcoal green and be able to incorporate it in other things, because it's such a nice color. It's just a very subtle hint of green in it, and it's a really nice gray. Like, it just really looks nice. So yeah, I'm a fan of it, and this pencil has slept on me for a year because I got my Black Widows Christmas of 2018. Yeah, this color slept on me, so I definitely will try to use it more in the future. So I'm just going over her skin with this charcoal green as I shut up gushing about it, and I'm just making sure that I am still having a light hand going over the skin and then blending it out to where the highlights are. So I just sat and had fun coloring this skin, listening to Taylor Swift. Yeah, I am a Swiftie. I've always been a Swiftie since she first came out, and I just love to listen to her music. So That's what I was doing whilst I colored this nice lady. She looks so odd without a hair color and everything with this skin tone, but you know, just ignore that part. Okay, so here I am taking Blue Horizon, and this is the part that adds quote unquote life to the skin tone. Just because it won't look so flat, I decided that blue would look good, and I discovered that again for the 1500th time when I came up with this color combination to do my zombie misfit. The blue really helps it look a bit more lively and not so flat, like I said. And I'm just going to lightly add this in. I say that with such emphasis because it's easy to go heavy with it. It's easy where you can go heavy with it and then she'll end up looking more blue than she is any other color that we've used. So I lightly incorporate it in the shadows and then blend it out toward the lightest part of her skin. Sorry, y'all, that's Jazzy. So I went a bit too heavy on her lip and it's too blue for my liking. So I'm going to take charcoal gray and just knock back that blue. And that's what I meant about it's very easy to get heavy-handed because at this point in the skin, because it's so gray, any color that you add will definitely try to take over all the colors, and I don't want that. So I just tried to knock it back a bit. And this is me just trying to readjust my lighting and then show it to where it looks a bit differently because the lighting is crap. So here I am going to use a white Prismacolor. White is very important in this skin tone because it's going to help blend everything together and it's going to add the highlight. Do not laugh at how short my white pencil is. I have extras. No need to fret. So, but I'm going to use this baby up until there is no more. So, I'm taking my white Prismacolor and I am not burnishing, but I am using a heavier hand to make sure that I have my highlights represented. And then I'm going over the whole of the skin with the Prismacolor white simply because it helps all the colors blend together. And also it helps bring the blue out, oddly enough, so that she does not look flat again. So yeah, it's really helpful and I highly suggest using a white Prismacolor because it's nothing on the planet Earth like a white Prismacolor. I don't care who says what. It's just no other white pencil like it, and it's really helpful for this stage. So this is pretty much the last step of our skin, our zombie, vampire, mermaid, perhaps skin. And this is the final result. I'm just trying to tilt her so that you can see her in different light because she just looks washed out and weird in this lighting right now that's going on. So here I'm just trying to show you in a different position so that perhaps it looks a little different. I don't know. But thank you for watching, subscribing, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Hope this was helpful.